Dot dot dot. You know, I didn't really want to talk about it until now, but I've got a talent. Oh, I don't deserve a gold star or anything. Always been able to do it. You're not going to ask me what it is? Well, here it is. I have an uncanny power of deduction. You don't believe me? Okay, let me give you a little demonstration. Right now, in fact. Let's see. You're wearing an orange top, but it's a very specific orange. Guatemalan orange. A unique pigment made from warthog urine and black-headed gold droppings. Your hair is styled in the Balochi style of southeast East Persia, known as the inverted crepe. The traces of varnish on your nails can't hide the fact that you work overnight security at a boat varnishing factory. But still, do I really need to state the obvious conclusion out loud? You're an ex-tax collector for the Hungarian government, Belgian bench press champion, and you've taken this train to meet a one-legged Japanese guitarist and jam salesman. Ha 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 ha. Hey Marius, how's it going? Da 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 da. I'm impressed. Astonished. Inspector. Nothing escapes my keen observational instincts. Apart from... what? Except the one or two things that don't quite fit. Oh, I know you're going to say I'm poking my nose in other people's business and all that. But, well, now it's sort of my job to poke my nose into your family's business. Fine, come on then, Mr. Nothing Escapes Me. Fine, stop me if I'm wrong, but there's still something going on between you and Martin, right? So gossip is part of your job description now, too. I fail to see the connection between me and Martin and the investigation. You don't outright deny it. You don't outright deny it, then. I'm just mentioning it because you kind of deserted him on the platform earlier. You had a train to catch. Still, you were, as my mother would used to say, as friendly as a prison door. That's true. I might have been a little cold. It's complicated. Complicated? Why don't you try explaining? Since it seems not too bad when it comes to complicated. Since it seems I'm not too bad when it comes to complicated.
Catherine?
Bon, tu aurais bien fini par l'apprendre tôt ou tard, je suis enceinte.
What?
Ah, vraiment? Félicitations! Mais c'est génial! Une petite cousine pour Justine. Elle va être aux anges. Et Yves qui a bazardé la semaine dernière, C'est bien félicitations? Ou alors...
Alors, j'ai été voir Madame Solange.
Ah.
Et elle a bien changé depuis que Véronique a eu Justine. Enfin, elle m'a donné un contact sûr pour... si c'est ça que tu me demandais.
Et donc le père, c'est...
Martin? Non, il est au courant de rien. Tu es le seul et j'aimerais que ça reste comme ça. En tout cas, pour l'instant. D'accord?
Mais, Victor... Enfin, ton père, je veux dire... Tu ne comptes pas lui en parler?
Mon père? Avec tout ce qu'on a découvert. Ce que j'aurais jamais su si t'avais pas été là. Tu ne penses pas que j'ai de la marge niveau secret? De toute façon, il y aura peut-être même pas matière à discussion. Mets-toi un peu à ma place. Qu'est-ce que je pourrais bien lui apporter à ce gamin? Pas de famille, de mamie gâteau avec qui faire des confitures, de grand-père pour l'emmener à la pêche. Les souvenirs de famille et les poulets du dimanche, il en aurait vite fait le tour, hein.
I didn't do any of those things.
Écoute, je ne sais pas ce qu'on va trouver à Nérac. Mais je te promets que tant que je n'aurai pas épuisé toutes les pistes, je continuerai à creuser. Et t'en auras autant que tu veux des histoires de grand-père à raconter au coin du feu.
Nérac, 2 minutes d'arrêt.
I know, I don't know why. Oh, I forgot to turn the volume up, I think, after our last game. That's part of it. me turn it up. But even then, it's for some reason the dialogue in the cutscenes is really quiet. I don't know why. We played Jazz Jackrabbit, I think. Where am I? Why am I here? What is going on? Does anybody know what I'm doing here? Because I forget. Okay, that's great. We arrived. It's nighttime. Okay. Thanks for the splendid update, game. Thanks for the insightfulness. That's super. There's two ways we can go. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go this way. It's okay. Well, I went this way and then I came back. All right, great. It's like a point and click investigative game. So, you have dialogue options, and then you kind of have to connect the dialogue options to make a deduction. Kind of like a Sherlock Holmes game type thing. That's what it is. I think I finished it. I think we got it working. It was worth looking around. This is the only place open this time of day. It always says you need to look past the obvious, otherwise you might miss something. And now we've taken a good look at our wing mirrors, we can go back to looking straight ahead. Okay, what is that? What's that supposed to mean? So why did you zoom me out, dude? Where am I going? Oh. I think I finished it. I'll have to look back, but I think I can go in here. Well, thanks for putting a little icon to show me. Did I de-adventure? Maybe I de-adventured it. I don't know. Excuse me, can you recommend a hotel near me? Of course, miss. It's quite simple. I'll show you on the map. Between you and me, you'd have to work really hard to get lost. So go left, straight out the door. There you'll take the main road.
On se connaît, non?
Non, je ne crois pas. Vous devez faire erreur.
Mais si, souvenez-vous, on s'est croisés à Bordeaux il y a quelques années. Vous étiez avec Victor?
Victor? Non, vraiment, ça ne me dit rien. À Bordeaux, vous dites? Mais je n'y mets jamais les pieds. Pas vrai, les gars?
Ouais, tout juste. Mais si, voyons. Victor Douvalon? Non? Toujours pas? Attendez. Catherine?
Hein?
Coup de bol. Il y a quelqu'un qui connaît ton père là. Zut, on l'a perdu.
Pas encore.
What's this? I don't quite understand the music thing. Hey, what's going on here? It's your machine's precision engineering. Got a direct Jupiter 104. Think you've got the only one in the region. Think you've got baby it. What's that? Another broken record? I don't know, I just wanted to try and play this song. You didn't think, hey, you know what? There's a big red cross here. Someone must have taped it up for a reason. Yes, no, but come on. We just got the latest whatever that is. She's not bad, but I got you. You're after something a bit groovier, huh? The guys at the garage brought over a new record today. Yuda Priest, I think they called it. Some new wave British something or other. Haven't tried it yet. That's a shame. I really wanted to play this one. Yeah, well, I wanted to be a mechanic. We didn't always get what we want in life. Anyway, you're absolutely not allowed to play that one. Local law against it. Proper official bylaw. Can't you read? What if I play it outside the bar? Look, I've got a tape recorder with me. You having a laugh? With the guys over at the garage rope you into one of their schemes? What do you take me for? There. I'm not gonna fall for that. Let's forget about it. Anyway, I don't really see why you'd want to put up with a song like that. Wait, what just happened? Okay. Well, I'm confused. Forbidden song. Oh, I saw somebody go that way. See that? Saw somebody run this way. Let's follow. They ran this way. I guess they went in here. Am I gonna get hit on the head? I hope not. I hope I don't get bonked on the head. That would suck. Lost sight of her at the last turn. Can you wait in the exit to make sure we don't lose her? You know the old saying, the one that goes, don't stalk people in the dark if you want them to become your friends. Something like that. Very funny, Mr. Late Night Philosopher. If she knows something bad about my dad, then I'm not gonna try and make friends. I'm gonna get her to talk. I think we already established that my methods are pretty effective, didn't we? Go keep watch over there, please, Inspector. This is nothing. Wait for my...
Partez de Nérac. Je ne sais pas ce que vous venez faire chez nous, mais rien de bon vous attend ici. Il faut que vous partiez. Je ne sais pas où vous avez été élevé, mais chez moi, quand quelqu'un prend la fuite et nous rejoue une scène de Casablanca avec projecteur et tout le tremblement, ça me donne plutôt envie de rester pour voir la fin du film. Catherine? C'est toi? Comment vous connaissez mon nom? Et qui êtes-vous d'abord? Vous connaissez mon père, c'est ça? Comment? Depuis quand? Serette, c'est bien toi. Serette? Plus tard. Il faut que je vous sorte d'ici d'abord. Je connais une bonne adresse de l'autre côté de la ville. Vous y serez très bien cette nuit. Et demain matin, vous... Mais je sais que tu dois avoir beaucoup de questions, Catherine. On en parlera demain. Pour le moment, vous devez... Simone, c'est toi? Oui, maman. Je vérifiais juste les valves de pression sur la cuve 3. Maman? Il y a quelqu'un avec toi. Maman? Catherine? Oh, ma Catherine!
Okay. And of course, that was the moment Simone came home from school soaking wet. Darling Catherine, you've got no idea how desperate I am to see you. Only, here in Narek, rumors spread like wildfire along the doorsteps and in the pubs. I'm worried that you coming might bring back some painful memories. Why is that? I don't know what I could have. I was what, 6 or 7? Oh, it wasn't you, my sweetheart. It's quite delicate. But you're an adult now, old enough to understand, to listen to these things. And I'd rather you heard it direct from me, and not some cafe terrace or shopping at the grocer's. What are we eating? Quick to advance. Catherine, my darling, I'm your mother, you and Simone are my little angels, but your father, Henry, isn't your father. There, I said it. Dad, what? Your father, my husband, was away. Henry was called up immediately. If only you'd known back then, of course. Didn't take them long to shine. Hear the way that people in Cagney go on about the fighting in their streets. Every boulevard should be named after my Henry. Henry left, and the brewery had to keep going despite everything, despite the uncertain future. Oh, I know it's not an excuse, but I was alone. I felt alone, so there was a lot of gossip. You know what I mean? Oh, I know what they called me in town. Hussy Marie. But Catherine, who cares about all that? You're as much a Benthener as I am. The house, the brewery, and everything that comes with it belongs to you too. Mom? All that must be quite a surprise. Why hide it? The family, Narek and Simone. Why did Vic... Shh. But what? What were you saying? Why hide all that from my little Catherine? Why all the time? Why all this time? Who knows? Her father must have had his reasons. Pfft. Catherine. He separated us, but here we are, together once again. I can hardly believe it. You finally come back to me after all this time. Now you're here, all we need is your father to come back, and our family will be whole again. This sounds like some crazy talk. We're going to see Henry in Bordeaux together, aren't we? Where does he live? Henry, what? Simone, you already know Victor's address. You've been there before. I'm sure I saw you with Victor about 5 years ago. Victor? I'm sure you meant to say Henry. You must have misheard, Mom. No, Eugene, I really don't think so. People often say they've got one of those faces, and memories get a bit hazy after 5 years, wouldn't you say? Twitch's butts tonight? Yeah, I don't disagree. But I must be tired, that's all. Catherine, probably need a good night's sleep too, don't you? Huh? No, yes, of course you do. Come on, let's get to bed. No, I'm not tired. I'll show you to your room, Eugene. The bathroom's there. Shower and bath. There's towels on the shelves. Okay, I think that's everything. Oh, that's it? I thought we were gonna talk. So good night, and Simone, why earlier did you change the topic when I said I'd seen you? And why do you keep saying we've never met before? Breakfast is at 8. Good night. The next day. Come on, wake up, Mr. Inspector. There's orange juice and jam on the kitchen table. Mom is going to show us around Narek at 10. It's so sunny today. Okay. We got Welcome Home, we got Prodigal Daughter. Weird. Well, I guess we're going here. Who's this? Some guy with tiny feet. Tiny, long clown feet. Just like everybody. I still remember the Maréchal's visit. He came to town with his friend Darlan. Church wasn't big enough to fit everyone who came to the mass held on his honor. Crowd spilled out into the square, and mothers, wives, and young girls replaced the beggars. I asked him to intercede on your father's behalf. He told me that soldiers like him were always in his thoughts. Okay, that's it. Can't talk to her. I can't go upstairs. I can't talk to them. What the heck? Oh, okay. They're like, yay, thanks for having us at your thing today. Woohoo. Alright. Here's the door for no. Oh! What the heck? We were just out there. Now you're in here? Jeez, weird. That's what happens when you get older. More years, more mileage, more shine on the bonds. But I look after myself. You can see that. Yes. I've grown a little thicker around the middle. Same. But like to see how you'd end up after spending your afternoons visiting all the old folks in the parish. Can I give you another little cake, Father? What's that? Don't tell me you can't manage a bit of bacon quiche, Father. I could go on with the litany of complaints. And don't get me started on the fetas, grand opening, receptions. I don't know what that word is. Dinners and all that. Fetas? I don't know. I'm not a priest. All I do is eat. Well, I think you look good, great, Father. Well, he's in a robe. It kind of hides stuff. A little meat on the bones inspires confidence in these parts, eh? Wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. And with your build, you must have played a bit of rugby when you were younger. I was young, not half. The guys at rugby want me to come and train the youngins for the scrum. They have the silliest notions. They all go, but Father, it's easy for you. Take a leaf out of Jesus' book, Scoring a few conversions. In it, your line of work after all. Let's just say that they have a very local definition of Christian charity. They tend to believe that the third half means they can get out of coming to Sunday Mass. God forgive them. $1 billion, that's a lot of money. But here were the profane land, a true mission for an adventurous priest like you. That's true. So anyway, Catherine, how you've changed. You're a woman now and blonde. Suits you, I must say. Yes, must have had some ancestor to thank for that. The blonde gene must have skipped a few generations. I'm suspicious. Very, very suspicious right now. What are you saying, dear? No need to make all that up just to justify getting your hair dyed. Why are you ashamed of your brown hair? I remember how you started trying to dye your hair when you were little, damaging your beautiful hair so young. But I suppose you're right, Mom. I think that really, I've always been a bit embarrassed to have brown hair. Oh, she does have brown hair? Andre. How's dear Andre? Still shut away, living the hermit life? You know, living in caves and so on would be great for teaching kids at Sunday school. But I suppose our Andre is a bit too old for all that. I think the only time I see him is at my Sunday service. I can't complain, but I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that we'd also love to see him at the stadium, at the cafe. At Patink, I don't know what that word is. Like, they translated this to English, but some of the English words apparently didn't translate. Our Andre works too much. It's not all normal. And our good Lord always warns against that. May the Lord hear you. Hardly ever see him myself. Speaking of hermits, sometimes I wonder if he doesn't sleep in his office too. Well, let's pay him a little family visit tomorrow then. It's decided. Catherine, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you again. This is weird. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say right now, this is getting weird. If it wasn't already weird, it's getting even weirder. Oh, here's that guy again. Who's this old dude? I've never gotten one of those, I don't think. Man, that sucks. I don't want you to get those types of ads. I really don't. Ah, almost 3 hours to boil. Francis, are you sure you sorted the... Oh, that's you. Do all... thinners have to be brewers? Depends on who you ask. My father, my uncle, and my mother will all give you different answers. Though I suppose that since you're a private detective, you'll work that out for yourself. What's your answer? Mine's not important. Not until the day it's the most important one on here. Well, not until the day it's the most important one here. Why's that? I think Catherine is waving at you. Alright. And Francis, what time you broke that time you broke? Why am I walking? The time you broke your wrist. Henry stood in for you the last minute doing your night shift, even after pulling his normal 12-hour day. Yes. And you, Gaston, wasn't it a tank near it exploded that meant we had to evacuate everyone? And who remained behind alone? Yes. See, your father did absolutely everything here. These smells, these sounds, it's all coming back. They used to use this door to run out of the house before they could tell me off. Okay. That's it. That's it. That's the conversation. She kind of remembers. Yeah, I broke my character. And now we're up here. Okay. Mr. Casaubon, you're just in time. Or Casaubon, you're just in time. I just had Picard on the line. Told me the harvest was pretty bad. He's looking to raise his prices again. It's only fair, I suppose. Well, I suppose we're going to have to spend the budget for the new machines on that instead. Old Bertha survives another year. We'll have to slow down a bit if we want her to survive the season. Tell Simone to set up a new rota with the guys. Like always, prioritize anyone with a large family.
Autre chose? Ah, mais c'est toi, Simone. Et tu me laisses parler comme ça dans le vide. Le petit fouchard a de la fièvre, tu pourras aller jeter un œil. J'essaierai de venir ce soir au manoir pour faire connaissance avec ton ami. Bienvenue chez les Fintener, vous êtes ici chez vous. Mademoiselle...
Fintener. Catherine Fintener.
Catherine? Mais c'est bien toi. Bienvenue parmi nous. Victor ne serait pas avec toi, dis-moi?
Non, André. Ton frère, Henri, n'a pas daigné se déplacer. Il faut croire que nous ne sommes pas dignes de sa présence, que sa famille ne compte pas.
Marie, nous étions d'accord, non? De ne plus parler de tout ce... Il était temps de...
Tant de quoi, mon beau-frère? Tant de quoi?
Nous en reparlerons. Et y repenser, je crains de ne pas avoir le temps de passer ce soir au dîner. J'ai beaucoup de travail. Catherine, je suis sûr que nous aurons vite une autre occasion de discuter.
Okay, it's getting even weirder. It's getting weirder. It just keeps getting weird. What's this? Oh, he's locked. We have work to do. Be able to talk to him. We gotta learn some things. We gotta learn some things. Your father used to court me here by the water. I resisted advances for a few months just to keep up appearances, but I knew we were going to get married the first time I laid eyes on him. There's a little dance. They used to set up a Sylvan theater in the summer, and your father always... okay. I guess I'm going this way. Ba 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 ba. Here's the dude. Hello? Hello? Why are you following me? It's annoying. Huh? Were you really following me? Ah, my young friend, without evidence to the contrary, I'm sorry to say that you were the one who followed me here. No, I meant since I arrived in Neric. I doubt it. To be more precise, it's not you I'm after. Listen, mister. I didn't come here to make small talk with. Enough. I'm just explaining that it's not you, but that charming blonde you're with. Oh, so you admit it then. Not even trying to hide it. Well, I'd prefer if you stop with your little game of hide and seek. I practice savate, you know. You know the reverse Barrette kick? Oh. 1,000 pardons, my good sir. I didn't know I stood before such a brave knight, ready to take on all comers. Don't get me wrong. I like a bit of panache, I do. But panache and courage don't get you far these days. At least not against this curse. What? You heard me right. Yes, a curse. Really? A curse? Here I was thinking you didn't get those anymore. Is there something special about your curse? A wilting rose? Someone in a deep sleep, perhaps? Oh no, if only. It's a classic curse, one on the whole town, so no need for jealousy. We've had it ever since the return of the prodigal child. It's a stuff of tragedy. Picture the setting, Neric. Or was it Ithaca? Ulysses left for war long ago and returned to us transformed. Does Penelope remain faithful? Catherine? No, my friend. Come on. I'm not talking about your beautiful blonde friend. Firstly, she's not my blonde. And let me tell you, I'm talking about the first prodigal child, the prodigal son. And if you're someone for whom judgment and common sense are still important, which I don't doubt for a moment, I'm referring to the one called Henry, of course, or is it Victor? One old Ramonette's getting a little confused. But how can we simple citizens hope to understand this touching family story? Well, let's say I did take the judgment and common sense option in school, just as you put it. And let's say that I must have made me a detective. Where do you fit in this story? Because I'm worried if that mightn't make you a suspect. What's your name anyway? You're not from around here, so I'll forgive you this time. Ramonet. Is it Ramonet? It's probably Ramonet. Not Ramonet, it's Ramonet. With your permission and your service, your high inspectorness, I'm saying that because everyone here in this beautiful town knows me. Okay then, Mr. Ramonet. How about we go over your explan... Eugene! There you are. We've been looking for you everywhere. Mom's insisting that she has to show us something. I'll be with you in a minute. I was just finishing talking to... Did you see a tall, slightly scary-looking guy? Yes, he's standing right in front of me. Come on. Talking about me. Talking about me. Wow. This room is slick. It's got a sink with with what looks like no proper drain. So water goes all over the floor, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's go. What are we doing? Tonight, are we snooping? Are we doing some snooping? Snoopy Snooper. Oh, we're just going into a room, no knocking? Okay. Catherine. You know that I'm happy you found your family, rediscovered things from your childhood. It's wonderful, isn't it? I finally know where I came from. My mother, Eugene. I finally know my mother. Don't you think we should check so that you're not... That's it? I find my family and that's all you have to say? You can't even pretend to be happy for me? No, that's not it. I don't want you to jump to conclusions is all. There's still a few things about this story that doesn't quite add up. So what do you expect to find? Being so paranoid is more than just your professional caution at play. It's just not your norm. It's just not normal at your age. Any more of that, and you'll start worrying. I'll start worrying about you. But I'm in too good a mood for all that. So your work here is done. Bravo, Inspector. So if you can just chill a little, let me enjoy spending some time with my mom and sister, okay? Simone took me into the mill just this morning. Oh, the memories come rushing back. Getting out of school, running through puddles. Mom just wanted to show me. Why did she leave Narek? I mean, why did he leave Narek? I mean, he had everything here. And why did he go to Bordeaux, leaving his own daughter behind? And took the other little girl instead? The one who wasn't even his own daughter. You don't think there's anything strange about that? You're imagining things. Yes, sure, that must be it. I'm imagining things. So, what should I call him? Henry or Victor? Because Andre and Marie can't seem to agree. Henry, Victor, nothing's changed for me. He'll always be Dad. As for you, you're a big boy. You'll manage. Okay. Okay. So the next time I'm passing the salad at dinner, I'll just ask him then, hey, Victor, does his aisle run in the family? Oh, okay, I understand now. All you're interested in is your Victor. Alright, you can have him, for all I care. You said it to yourself, he's the kind of person who can just abandon his wife and child. A man who deprived me of a family, and who isn't even my real father anyway. Run back to Bordeaux and your precious Victor, Henry, or whatever you want to call him. I made you a promise, and I intend to keep it. Get out of my room, please. Okay, the next day. Alright, that's all we needed to do. I don't know what's going on with this game. Like, I still haven't figured it out. Oh, look, we have a thing now. Why did Henry leave her leave Eric with only Catherine? I'm guessing to protect her. But now he's being called Henry. I mean, we can create a potential scenario and see if we're right. Okay. We're on to something here. We probably need another word. Or it could be protect Marie. Or Simone. I mean, we're just guessing. Or the brewery. No. Okay. We have no idea. I mean, I just thought I'd put some stuff in the thing. Let's see if she's there and we can get her. Oh, she's not. Oh, wait, there's something on the dad. There's something there. I've kept this warm for you and your father. You never want for anything. I promise you that. I've kept them warm for you. Okay, these should be apostrophes, and they seem to be question marks. You'll never want for anything. This seems like jank. Public limited Capital of... Whoa, that's a lot of money. The heck? There's stairs back there? Is that what we're seeing? There's secret stairs. There's secret stairs back there. You see that? Alright, well, I don't think we can do anything about that right now, so... Okay. Secret stairs in the cabinet on the okay. More doors. Let's just go in the doors, I guess. There's a key. That's a yoink. I'd call that a yoink. I'd call that a yoink. We just got into somebody's room and took a key. Heck, I'd call the shares a yoink too. That's 2 yoinks. That's a double yoink situation. Yoink! Are these stairs or... I think those are stairs. This is a door. Oh, you got a book. Ooh. Photo album. Henry receives his brewery certificate. The engaged couple have a dance. Henry and Marie happily married. Okay. Baby Catherine, her mother's arm. Oh, we can zoom in. Holiday. Henry repairing a valve. Lyric underwater. Okay. What's this? Just click in. Oh, we can look down. What did I just do? Open it? Oh, I can. Oh, there's something on the back. For the attention, I have opened to the next. I have opened next to me the notebook belonging to Officer Bosch, head of the whole thing, VII-F for the month of November. You see, the German officers kept a meticulous record of the camp's activities and its occupants, the problematic prisoners, those who were more understanding towards their guards. By chance, they were too busy in spring 1945 to burn these records before our Soviet friends arrived. And so, for these records, we learned that on the 13th of November, a prisoner named Henry Benthener will be entitled to a double ration for 1 month. No reason is given. Further, on the deaths of the Lieutenants Anton Padjard and Gaston and Captain Jeffrey Moorman are recorded after an escape attempt. You'll forgive a simple housewife for seeing this as more than a mere coincidence, and given the sterling reputation of Mr. Henry Benthener and his brewery, a coincidence that would be most unfortunate to hear circulating in the streets of Neric. Believe me, the only thing stopping me from coming after you right now is my duty to the 5 orphans in my care and the pittance of a widow's pension. But rest assured, I will save what little I can until the day I can finally make the trip. Ooh, we got a threatening letter. Ooh, that is a threatening letter. Hey, Dunk Donuts. Hey, it's the butler. Hey, it's a room that has nothing. They even covered the pool table, but put balls on it. Okay. Like, That's weird. To me, that seems weird. This is the dining room. I think we were eating in here. Oh, we can talk to the butler. Madam has informed me of your stay. Please let me know if there's anything that I can do to make your stay more comfortable, sir. Sir will ask if he needs anything, but Sir has a name and would prefer that you use it. As long as that's not against your religion or something. If Sir feels he can extend his generosity to tell me his name, then I will ensure that I use it in future. Eugene. What a wonderful name, if I may say so. Just wonderful, Mr. Eugene, sir. No, just Eugene, please. I cannot promise, sir, anything, but I will do my best. However, I feel that I must warn you. Miss Simone has been requesting I do likewise, ever since she was old enough to talk, and I still find it difficult to do so. Don't worry, I won't hold it against you. So, what should I call you? Clodomir, sir. Well, here I was thinking I was the only one with an old-fashioned name. I would like to point out to Mr. Eugene that Clodomir is the name used by those fulfilling my function in this house. Function? I entered the family service in 1924 during Mr. Gene's tenure. It was customary that each staff member take on the name of their predecessor. Why trouble our masters with minor details like learning the names of new servants? I see. Different times indeed. 1924, you say. If I may, how old are you now, Clodomir? Clodomir? Of course you may, sir. 76, sir. Wow, I mean, you don't look a day over 60. Mr. Eugene is too kind. And how do I find your masters? Are you satisfied with them? And how do you find your masters? Indeed, I have nothing to complain about after working for 3 generations. Will we have the pleasure of joining us for dinner this evening? Or Mr. Eugene will be dining out? I don't really know. You should ask Catherine. I was only asking, sir, so I can inform Baptistine. We don't often have guests these days. Really, a big manor like this, isn't it just perfect for hosting events and receptions? Unfortunately, Mr. Andre isn't really one for that, and Miss Simone doesn't particularly care for these social occasions. If only you could have seen the house before the war, Mr. Gene's time. Okay. If only. I think that's the way out. Let's go in this door. Hey, Gregory. The text a blur to you? Oh, this is the brewery. Brewery. Okay. What's this? Mr. Dumas. What drove you to come to the town of Neric? We had information that said Andre had been in the company of terrorists, so why didn't you go to a gin? We knew that the Vintherin boy lived in Neric, where his father was mayor. His father was protecting him. Who knew how many other so-called resistants we might find hiding in the town? And during this visit, you questioned Mr. Gene, Andre's father. Did he know about his son's activities? In the beginning, he didn't want to talk, so we started to be more precise in our questions and interrogation techniques. We asked him if he knew about his son's activities. What did he say? He eventually admitted that he knew and that he was even proud of him. In your opinion, did he have any kind of role in the resistance? Not directly. I think he knew at the time that several wanted individuals were riding in this town, but he was feeling brave because he knew that his end was near. Before the events, he had no idea they were linked to the resistance. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. Why did I find those here? Okay, talk. Oh, I know you got plenty of questions, so go on, I'm listening. Well, look at all these topics. He didn't take a penny of the inheritance. Everything was my mother's name at the end of the war. Oh, all of that stayed secret, of course. I was told about it when I became an adult. They told me Andre had insisted that Victor receive a salary suitable for his role as director. He was able to save a small amount of money, set up his new life, Catherine in Bordeaux. I didn't want to be too nosy, but I always thought Madame Solange had a much bigger part to play in this story. Hey, I have to say, when Catherine arrived 5 years old, me found it hard to accept. When Catherine arrived? What do you mean when she arrived? Like when she was born? Oh, of course I was all a little hazy for a young kid who suddenly arrived with a family. Mom's pregnancy seemed incredibly fast. My life was turned upside down first with the arrival of a father, and I only knew from stories, and then with a brand new baby sister. Yeah, I didn't make life easy for her. As soon as she was able to walk and go outside, I started taking her along with me to mess around near the river. I used to love going and slumming it with the kids. Bosniak, as Mom would have put it. One day she was our target, playing at firing squads like Herrick and Bullet's execution. What? Don't tell her I said this, but that day Catherine was so scared that she weed herself. An execution isn't something anyone should ever have to see, but liberation and purging are two sides of the same coin. I don't mean to get all serious, but it was like I had two different sides when it came to my sister. When Dad left with her, and only her, he left me behind, alone, in Narek while Mum fell apart. I hated him, I cursed him, but I grew up and I changed. As time went on, I wasn't able to get back in touch with her. I weighed on me. I'd love to make up for lost time. Okay. Mom wanted me to be the perfect little girl, the type to show off to giant ants, great aunts, in First Communion photos. Well, that failed, and really all I'm doing is following in the footsteps of the previous Bentheners. I'm getting my hands dirty in the family brewery. I grew up among the brewery workers. Ever since I was a little girl, I've been surrounded by the warm air from delivery van exhaust, clattering of machinery, the seasonal scent of fresh hops. What's not to love when you're that small? All sorts of secret places to discover, playing hide and seek around the barrels, and that still surprises Mum. I mean, it's not like they locked me up in a boarding school for good little girls, is it? I did my studying. I know my Latin and my German as required by family tradition. I like languages. I got passionate about Italian, and a few years ago I planned to go to study in the north of Italy. Lombardy, Milan, the lakes, all that. And the Italians know a thing or two about fine mechanics and machine tools. A pizzo, as they say in Italian. But how could I leave when so many workers are counting on me? Who take care of them? Okay. Hey, Drew. It's going alright. How you doing? God knows that I love my mother dearly, but between us, there are days where she exacerbates me with her little obsessions. Even as a little girl, I saw her constantly pecking at Dad. I don't know why, but it's the little things like that stand out when you're young. Maybe it's because we're always afraid of our parents fighting. It's like Mom felt some need to drown him with the mundanes of daily life. Comments like, that's strange. You always liked this food before, but you've always hated this color. Must have weighed on him over the years. It's like she was having a go at him for changing. How weird, of course. We change. Everyone changes. We get older, we improve, it all depends. But for Mom, it was like Dad wasn't allowed to change despite the years, despite the war. So of course, it didn't help. Must have been part of what made him leave. At the brewery, everyone is practically family. They all saw me growing up and poking my nose into their jobs. I think they respect me, see me as more than their boss's daughter, who they have to keep their distance from and be polite to. They quickly realized I wasn't afraid to get my hands dirty, and always say I'm just like my dad. But despite all that, whether I like it or not, a man as the head of the brewery is more reassuring to our creditors and partners. You gotta go to bed soon? Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you had a good holiday yourself. What about Andre? My uncle is brilliant, opinionated, all that, but he's no leader. I often felt that the workers stayed more out of loyalty to my grandfather and out of hope that my father might return one day. It's one of those things we don't really talk about. Dad only worked at the brewery for 5 or 6 years. That was over 20 years ago, but it's still like he just left today. Or maybe I'm just saying that because he's my dad. I don't know. But ask around. He really made an impression on people around here. He's part of the scenery. He married my parents, baptized me. He knows our family inside out. But there's one thing that really used to bother me when I was younger, that he talked much more easily with my sister than me. Even when it was Catherine who was wrong, he always gave me the talk about how I need to set an example and act grown up. I hated it. I didn't think it was fair. Why did he let her get away with it? Keep it to yourself, but Uncle Andre didn't even try to warn Henry about about how bad things were at the brewery. He actually asked me not to mention it, too. He only told me because we were both out in the field, facing things together, but also because on paper, at least, I was technically the one who inherited the brewery, majority shareholder, because of the shares going to the elder branch of the family. Uncle Andre goes to a lot of trouble for a business full of problems. He even has to ask for my signature before he can do something a lot of the time. It's so unfair. He shouldered so much since Dad left us in '52. That was nearly 20 years ago. I don't know if you've met him, but you can see as soon as you look at him that this lanky shape could land him a great job as a local scarecrow. But as soon as you speak to him, you'll quickly see he's got a heart of gold. And don't the local kids know it? They know that Ramone always has a little sweet or something in his pocket for any child that desires to get close enough. A Ramone is no prude, and not one to hold a grudge either, even against the people bad-mouthing him behind his back. Okay, that doesn't explain. What is this? We're kids, too young to understand what's going on with them. The others played cowboys and Indians, but I invented the inspector and the collaborators. I was the biggest one of the group, so of course I played the inspector. The others were the collaborators. Catherine, too. I don't know what this is. Like, what is that? Man, we have a lot of topics to discover. Alright. Well, I'm done talking to you. No! Zoom out. This game has a lot of issues with zooming and stuff. Like, I will go into a new room and... Yes, hello? Can I help you? Yes, I'm looking for the information about the brewery. I'm sorry, but we're not open to the public, sir. Access to the archives is for employees and shareholders only. But I know... I know the Fifthers very well. I'm staying with them. That's wonderful for you, I'm sure, but it doesn't make you a shareholder. A friend of a shareholder at best. Does this share certificate make me a shareholder? Oh, yes, of course it does. I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't know you were a shareholder. The archives are open to you. Get wrecked. Me yoinking a share lets me yoink information. Ugh. I'm the best. Whoop. Looking for documents that may help me out. Oh, yeah. There's no documents. Your drawers are also very messy. Your drawers are messy. You should, like, get some of these bottle caps out. Maybe use some better organizational techniques. Hey, here's something. Shareholder letter. Please allow me to express once again our profound friendship and deep respect for your deceased husband. It is therefore with regret that I am obliged to inform you that this letter of the difficult but necessary resolution adopted by an informal meeting of the company's majority shareholders. This is some weird handwriting. In effect, after the hard years you've all gone through, the brewery is no longer profitable in its current state. Of course, we all hope for the swift return of your son Henry to take up the reins of the company and reestablish confidence, but unfortunately family succession is very unpredictable in these uncertain times. Indeed, the most recent news of your son was over 6 months ago. We believe it is essential that these uncertainties are dealt with as soon as possible, and that we can be certain that Henry will return to succeed his late father. If the situation fails to proceed in the way we hope, we will have to seriously consider removing ourselves from the company and selling our shares to the highest bidder. Sending you our warmest regards on behalf of all of our shareholders, Dr. Joseph something Duplanter. On behalf of Mr. Christian Andrew. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay. Who cares? Sell your shares. Who cares? We don't need you. Alright. Check in the archives for information. Nothing in there. Doot, doot, doot. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Anything in here? No. Well, maybe. No. Next one. Da, da, da. Nothing in here. Bunch of junk. Why do they have so many... Oh, there's something in here. Financial report. Company income statement. Accounting profit. 1 million francs. Add backs, non-deductible. Personal benefits. Taxable profit after tax adjustments. That seems pretty good. That seems pretty good. I mean... 416,000. That seems pretty good. All right. Okay. There we got some info. Hey, what's this? Oh, there's another drawer here. There's nothing in it though. Well. I don't even know where that drawer is. Oh, it's this cabinet. Okay. What it is. Okay, cool. We got some info. Has anybody been to a brewery before? Has anybody been to a brewery? I have. I've been to a brewery. I've been to multiple breweries. You're here for the employment agency? No, sorry. Well, if you're here about the July invoices, you gotta come back next week. Got it all wrong. I'm here with Catherine. Ah, yes, the guy told me about that incident. Cafe. Your arrival caused a bit of a stir. Sorry, I'm a bit run off my feet at the moment. Mr. Andre asked me to put up a smoke screen whenever a creditor turns up. Smoke screen? Isn't that a bit of an exaggeration? I get a little nostalgic for 40s sometimes. I surf with Henry, you know, that creates bonds, memories. There's some that brought back medals and awards. Me, I brought back shrapnel in me thigh. Been limping ever since. If it hadn't been for the Fentheners, father and son, I don't think I've had any work ever after being whatever, demobbed. So there you are. Been captain of the boat for nearly 30 years now. And how does your work here as a manager consist of? Oh well, mostly shouting at people and turning off the lights at the end of the day. Hey, you over there, get some gloves on you, will ya? Anyway, what was I saying? Am I right or am I right? Or am I right? Who's he talking to? These nerds? And so I said, it's not that complicated. Just go back over everything one by one until you find the one that's off. What did he say? Oh, well, he's not all that bad, really. I think he twigged that he needed to take it easy on the old lady and that we didn't exactly have brand new machines. Must come as a bit of a shock for him to have to deal with our knackered old equipment. No, really, from the flagship Renault factory in Billancourt to the Vintner Brewery in Narek. I'm proud of what we've got here. Gotta say though, leaving Paris for a little backwater, it's gotta be a bit of a shock. I heard they had nearly 30,000 people there. This place is nothing compared to that. Of course, compared to that, how many of us are there now? They're here now. 74. No, 47. I don't worry about Panisse. I heard he had to skedaddle after the ruckus in 68. His red sympathies made him a few enemies. I didn't know he was a sympathizer. Should have warned him that Radio Moscow isn't going to go down well here either. Should have. I mean, we're not exactly badly off here with Mr. Andre. Okay, I have two ways I can go. I'll go this way. Okay, I'm gonna try the other way now. I just want to know where they go. We have two different ways. Okay, let's go. Oh, look. Hello, Marie. Hello, Catherine. Hello, young man. How did you sleep? Yes. Or did you sleep well? Yes. So, Eugene, why don't you go for a little walk this morning? Today's market day. Well, I'm not one to brag. Our lovely little market is the pride of Narek. Yeah, it's a good idea, Catherine. Okay, I'm going to freshen up and then you'll show me the family photos, Mom? Yes, dear. Okay, I'm not going to insist. No need, young man. My daughter and I are just so happy to see each other after all this time. Catherine is a little overwhelmed right now, you see. You'd be too if you were her, right? I think so. But we have a little time to sit down and chat. Get yourself a coffee and let's talk. Oh, Henry, my husband? What a shame you never had a chance to meet him. Well, actually, I can only imagine. He was always a shining example for everyone in Narek. A brilliant scholar, a climbing champion. He made his parents proud. A few years before the war, he left to study at the top brewery school in Germany. In Germany, before the war, wasn't it a bit unusual for a Frenchman to go there? Why's that? The Finner family has its roots there, and it's a rite of passage for all the eldest members of the family to take on the family business. Henry learned German, like all children. Okay. Henry was just like his father and all the others before him, true to the family patriotic roots. Family that's been French for over 150 years. He completed his military service with honors. He was so successful that our marriage was actually a little rushed. We didn't have time for a honeymoon because he was called up to the army in 1939. Then came the battles of 1940, where he fought vigilantly to defend the Wagon line. Okay, unfortunately his courage exposed him to the enemy and he was captured. Like so many other soldiers. What a waste. But I know my Henry. He's a strong spirit. Despite the hardships, I know that all those difficult years in the camps didn't break him. There's a lot of gossip about the identity of Catherine's father. In 45, it was a rumor. There was a Wehrmacht captain. Then it was Pierre Nifflard, salesman. Rumors tend to hang around. Then people got bored of it. Anyway, my little angel's back. Yes, and after all these years, I didn't think I would ever see you again. Her sweet little face, her beautiful hair. Yes, about her hair. She's the oldest after all. She learned German like all Vintners. I didn't know where her interest in mechanics and complex instruments came from. My goodness, I've never really understood, but I still can't help sighing when I see her spending her evenings talking to other workers in the cafe. It's not her place, and her mixing with all those men makes me despair at times. She insists on calling her uncle Papa Andre. Ugh. But what can you do? She enjoys being close to our workers, just like her father. Things weren't always easy with Elizabeth, my mother-in-law. She was a strong character. She had to be when her husband Jean left us. I devoted myself to this family, body and soul, enough that she finally accepted me. A complete about turn from the beginning, where she made it very clear to me I wasn't good enough for her darling son. But my loyalty and sacrifices for this family eventually persuaded her. Good for you. Why's that? Young man, there are certain things that stay between a mother-in-law and her daughter-in-law. Ooh. If only he could see what I've gone through for him and everything I'm prepared to do if he would only come back. Okay, we already had that. I don't know. I still don't know why it does that sometimes. It's like if we get a topic and we have to click it again to make the thing go away. It's a century's worth of history all weighing on Andre's shoulders. He does what he can, but he doesn't come naturally to him like it did to my Henry, particularly since he doesn't get the chance to finish the training. Didn't get the chance to finish the training. Henry had to complete the studies in Nancy when things in Germany suddenly changed in 1933, but everything turned around for Andre, and his passion clearly lay on teaching. It wasn't really a problem because Henry was all set to take over the brewery from his father. A faithful servant of the church with his own special way of looking after his flock. Man, why is this guy even a topic? He's the one who married me to Henry, you know. He baptized the children, and fingers crossed, he'll be here to baptize my grandchildren, too. My brother-in-law, what a life. He hardly even pokes his nose out of his office anymore. The only time you can get him out is if there's some kind of school visit. Then he's all smiles and enthusiastically yapping away with each pupil about the nitty-gritty of a brewer's day-to-day. I get the impression he enjoys his work. Hard to say. He was always destined to teach. He took on the brewery alone out of necessity. If only he was as good at getting smiles from his workers as he is from the kids during school trips. Henry knew how to do it. He always had the right words, a welcoming tone. Okay. I think our town deserves a lot of credit for taking in those unfortunate refugees in 1936. We did our duty, as we should. But this Ramonet is truly brazen. Children are more likely to laugh at him and be scared. I suppose that's a good thing. But he wanders around with his rags, always with a beady eye on the good people of Neric, hurtling abuse at passerbyers, poking his nose where he's not wanted. Doesn't do our town's reputation any favors. Besides, things never end up well for single men without a wife to police them. Okay. The scum of Neric, and in other times, it could have been sent to the Cayenne Penal Colony. Cayenne? Is that what I said? I don't know if that's what it said. Why did they end up like that? Do we blame their parents? Anyway, I'm curious to meet their mothers. Who are we talking about? I don't know who these people are. A mother-in-law is always challenged for a wife. Nothing was good enough for her dear Henry. And in the eyes of a mother, a daughter-in-law always steals her son. But I was patient. I showed my commitment to the family, to the duties as a daughter-in-law, and to the town. I don't know who these people are. Like, they got like a fire in the background. Like, I don't know. Okay. Some gravestones. Looks like that's about as far as we can go. Okay. All right, let's look at the thing. We've got 2 of the 3 questions. Why does Andre bury himself with his work, and why did Henry leave? Have those. Finance. I mean, let's go ask some more questions. Hi, child. Hi, never seen you before. Here to visit the family here? Sort of. I came with a friend, Catherine. She's come to see relatives she's not seen for a very long time. I came to see my nan, my mom and dad. I'm Joanne. I'm Eugene. Nice to meet. But here I like to use my other name, Michelle. Other kids don't really know how to spell Joanne, so they say it's weird. How many names do you have? Oh, it's just I've got an English one and a French one. It's because my dad is English. My mom is from here. Okay. Oh, wow, that's very cool. My parents were Italian. I wasn't as lucky as you. I only had one first name, and mine's a bit old-fashioned, don't you think? I like it. So you come from Italy. We live in England, but it rains all the time. So I really like it when we come here to see my nan, because it's sunny here. I've got all the other kids at the park. My friend at La Cigale. La Cigale is amazing. Why don't you don't know the chocolate shop? Oh, you've got to take your friend Catherine there. They've got the best chocolates in the whole wide world. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to drop by, but thanks for the tip. No problem. If you go, just tell her that I told you all about it. Who? Michelle or... Excuse me, young man. Yes? Did you have a moment? You look young and strong. Have you just moved to the area? Let me see. Yes and no. Come again. I was just answering your 3 questions. Most amusing. Just charming. Oh, you young people. No, so you see, I'm in charge of the charity gala, and we already could do with a few more helping hands. Big, strong hands, so you see. Just pass her through. I'm staying with the Fintheners, and I... Oh, how silly of me. You should have said so. I'm close to Mrs. Finthener. You see, very close. We're all patrons of the Neerick Charitable Society. Well, that's fascinating. Unfortunately, I'm just passing through, and I'm afraid I won't be able to help. But thank you so much for thinking of me, dear lady. What a shame. Indeed. Yeah, get it on my face. Lady. I gotta help. What do you mean? What do you mean do? Help you move a chair? You know around here? Yes, I'm just exploring your charming town and your equally charming church. Of course. If you have the chance to see our magnificent organ, he wants to check out his magnificent organ. I don't know. I was just... Of course. And our Blessed Mother? How did you find our good mother? Your mother? I'm afraid I haven't had the pleasure. At least I don't think so. No, the good mother. The Bonne Mère. It's a statue of the Virgin Mary. That's what they call her down in Marcel. We've called her that here too ever since the singer Alibert came to town. Well, that's going back a ways. It was before the war. You young people, you don't really know about all that stuff. It's old people stuff. You know what? I think I've heard of him. Was that him? Huh? You're a rarity, young person who knows the classics. Looks like the youth of today aren't a complete loss after all. Oh, thank you. Doorbell meter is in order. That's another one of those louts over at Cafe. Arcadio. We'll never get nothing but all the modern rubbish blasting out of the machine for ages now. Alright, when they're talking about that machine, where there's a mystery piece of music. Okay, I can talk. This guy is a talkable character. We can ask about a lot of things here. I've always got time for the young. So, tell me, are you here for a confession or just a casual chat? I'm fine with both. Anyway, just between you and me, I struggle to see the difference anymore. Alright, let's talk about it. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Let's talk about everything. Ah, good parishioner, devoted son, and a leader of the men. He reminded me of his father in many ways. When he came back from the camps like everyone else, I was surprised to see him so changed. He was very quiet for the first... Is this like Seymour Skinner? Where he's like a fake? Maybe he's a fake person. He's very quiet for the few months. He must have needed time to regain his health and settle his nerves after so many years in difficult conditions. Or maybe he felt guilty. Then after a while, when he felt strong enough, he returned to his position managing the family brewery, a position which had been kept open for him, where everyone had been waiting for him ever since his father disappeared. What a shame to have left like that. I'm sure if I could have just speak to him, I'd make him listen, make him come back to Neric and get the brewery back on his feet. I'll even go to Bordeaux if I have to. Don't you think it's up to Victor to decide whether to come back? Oh, I never said otherwise, my son. If I wanted to put it like a Jesuit, I'd say that I just want to remind him that what he really wants to come back to, and nothing more. I still remember that naughty little face. A real little devil who never sat still. Never sat still, really? You don't seem terribly surprised from what I see. She's a little rascal. I can still see that angelic little face hiding all that mischief. I must say, I never could bring myself to tell her off, even when she was jumping up and down in the pews in the middle of church service. I'm proud I was the one to baptize this messenger of God, and other times she might have taken the veil. She never cares for her own personal comfort. She always makes time for others, and God forgive the expression, everyone says she's a saint. It's no exaggeration to say that the brewery couldn't last long without her. She visits the sick, organizes donations and activities for the children, so when she talks to the guys at the brewery, they actually listen to her. The workers stay out of loyalty and respect to Jean's memory, but I suspect it's also because Simone gives them something they can't get elsewhere. If the brewery were to close, yes, we'd lose jobs, but the town would lose a whole lot more than that. As long as Simone is there, praise be to God. Alright, let's ask about Marie, a woman of surprising strength and moral integrity. An excellent woman whose wedding I had the pleasure of officiating, and a good mother whose children I baptized. An active member of the parish, she stepped right into her role as mother-in-law. I feel like you're sharing more personal information than you should. What more is there to say? She was strong and fragile, and often came to confession to ease her mind and reaffirm her faith. She came to confession, of course, like any good Christian who doesn't want things weighing on their soul. But don't hope to gain anything by that. Truth spoken during confession must remain secret, my child. Oh, come on. Come on. I'll be your friend. Simone helped organize a clothes donation so we could clothe the most vulnerable in our community. Some worker families are in very precarious situations. We live in Bass Neric, where the houses are generally very badly insulated. Okay. I try to be worthy of my priesthood, of my holy vow to serve my neighbor. I just want to do my best and do it for as long as possible, providing up there will allow it. There's so much to do here in my small parish. I'm currently trying to put together a choir worth listening to. It'll bring a bit of life back to the church and our masses, and hopefully we'll bring back some of the faithful. We still need a baritone and a tenor. Hey, try singing me La, just to see. You're probably a tenor. What are you doing this Sunday? Well, Sunday, you say? Such a shame. I'll be gone by then. The Fenthner family boasts 2 sons, each with their own way of honoring the family name. Andre had many good qualities, but he was overshadowed by his big brother's charisma. He probably lacked a bit of confidence. A little optimism, too, but shutting himself up in his office all day and working through the night doesn't exactly help. He should come and visit more often. Maybe he'd find a little light and comfort there. He needs it, and so do the workers in the brewery these tough times. Okay. Not a bad sort. People are too quick to judge him. Never seen him beg, and certainly not in front of the church gate. When we arrived at the end of the 30s, along with a gaggle of Spanish refugees, I was delighted to help them any way I could. Whoops. But I quickly realized that he never came too close to the church because he's a Republican, which I'm guessing means something else here in France. And since their bloody civil war, most of the ones have been coming over from Spain have been anarchists. Yeah, that's definitely different. Quite a few of them have their "No Gods, No Masters" motto tattooed on them, and if it's not that, it's Moscow propaganda. Hey Daft, how's it going? When we got wind of me traveling to the STO in Germany as a chaplain, he gave me the honorary title of Father Comrade. Clearly, hanging around with the workers has given me a certain prestige. Anyway, he's mainly the inoffensive kind of anarchist, and he's become a bit of a local legend over the years of this guy. I was in Germany when those 2 scum committed the unthinkable, betrayed their country and their fellow citizens. Who are we talking about? On the other hand, I returned to my duties in Nuremberg when Herek's execution came round. It's my duty to be present to offer confession and forgiveness for their sins. But he wasn't interested, laughed in my face. What nihilism, what disdain for life, or death even. How could he come to those extremes? He was so young. He started working for the Gestapo at 16. 16! Who knows what he could have been if he'd chosen differently. Must admit, I was shaken by the coldness and lack of humility. Humanity. Not humility, humanity. It made my blood run cold. I felt powerless, unable to do anything. My faith was nothing before this devil. Okay. A Catholic, I guess she was a woman. A Catholic who married into a large Protestant family. It's not uncommon among former Protestants where the Reformed Church is still very much alive, particularly in immigrant families. I don't mind being old, but there are limits. I wasn't even ordained yet when Elizabeth married Jean. Wasn't even in Nuremberg at that point. I was born and bred in Albi. Should I note that? I couldn't possibly tell you about the time I didn't even live, though. When I arrived in Nuremberg, I had the pleasure of seeing Elizabeth at Mass every Sunday while her husband went to the Protestant church nearby, and my goodness, this whole little world seemed to be getting along quite swimmingly. Okay. Thanks for the info, dude. Do we have all of the things now? I think we might. Yeah, why did Henry make himself very discreet after returning from the camps? I think we might know this. But I don't quite know. I don't quite know the like the full reasoning. We have a document here about, where is it? It's not that. Why do we have this bottle of wine? Not that. It's this. It's not them. I don't know. I definitely feel like it has something to do with that. I feel like he has something to do with it. No. He seems to have something to do with it. What about them? No. Sure. I guess we got more fish to fry. Why does Andre bury himself at work? I mean, he worries, I would say he worries about the brewery, but I'm not sure if that's like... No. We might need some more. I don't think we need more keys. I think we have all the keys. Because I don't think any more would fit here. Because they'd be covered up. But, I mean, we could maybe have more keys. But I feel like we have them all, so... Why does he bury himself at work? I don't know. I wonder if we can go talk to him. Where else can we go? Go this way. I mean, we need to talk to everybody we can.